This week on the No More Late Fees podcast, we are joined by our podpal, Steven Brogan Cortez, host of the Why the F Not podcast. Welcome, Steven.
Hi, Steven.
Hello, Danielle and Jackie. Thank you so much for having me here. This is fun.
We're so excited for you to be here.
Yeah. I discovered you on TikTok, and it was one of your videos that just kind of went viral. It was like a food video or something, but just like your commentary on it was really funny. And then I joined some of your lives, and then you listened to our podcast and we listened to yours. It was just like a nice camaraderie. And so I was like, I think he'd be really fun to have on the podcast. So, and now you're here.
Woo! Huzzah. It was the pupusa TikTok. That was a good time.
Yes.
I went down a rabbit hole with that woman too, Sarah, and I found out, I was like, well, who is she? How does she know how to cook pupusas? And do y'all know what pupusas are, by the way?
I do now, thanks to your video, but you should tell everybody else who doesn't.
Oh my gosh, happily. As a Salvadoran, it is my absolute honor to tell and share what pupusas are. Pupusas are a Salvadoran meal where you get corn tortilla dough, and then you stuff it with cheese and beans. People throw a lot of other stuff in it, but I just love bean and cheese. And then you flatten it out, and then you put it on a pan, and you just cook it. And then I saw this video of this woman, Sarah, who looks white, but she is cooking it like she is from the motherland, from El Salvador, grew up with my mom. And I just love seeing her just go at it, just like instinct, just going in there with it. And I find out she married a Salvadorian man, and she wanted to cook for him, but cook food for him that he would like, that he grew up with. So she taught herself how to make it.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Really nice.
Warmed my heart.
Well, thanks to her, because we met you. So, it was kismet. Love it.
Yes. Kismet.
Well,
yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your podcast and how you got started? And yeah.
Of course. So the Why the F Not podcast is a passion project of mine. It started back when COVID started. We were all locked in. I didn't know what to do with myself. And Kevin Smith, one of my all-time favorites, he shared that with his podcast, the Smodcast, he used that podcast as cheap therapy, if you will. Not that real therapy is not just as good. Go to therapy. I just did. I'm happy about it. But I kind of took inspiration from him with the podcast being a form of cheap therapy, just speaking into the void, whatever I wanted to talk about. So the first 43 episodes of the show are just me, just talking into a mic, sharing my thoughts, whatever they are. There's some episodes where I'm feeling a lot, so I'm crying. I forgot what I'm talking about. I cry a little bit on my show. I get real. I don't mind it. Yeah, I'm just, if I'm feeling at that moment, I'm trying to make my podcast my true passion project. If I hide that part of myself, how truly connected to me can it be, right?
Right.
So eventually the show evolved, and I started getting a little restless, and I started thinking to myself, well, I want to have people on the show. COVID was still kind of a thing, so people couldn't really visit one another in person. So I was like, well, let's use Zoom. Let's use whatever we have technology-wise. And so I just started inviting people I'd meet on TikTok, friends of mine, any kind of person who was just reaching for their dreams. Because, and this is also another Kevin Smith ideal I got from him, which was, so his father, he would always explain that his father was the kind of man who, if you were to tell them, Dad, I want to climb that mountain, his dad would be like, why? Why do you want to climb that mountain? And Kevin didn't like that. It didn't sit well with him. So he wanted to be a why not? No, why not climb? Why not write a movie about two guys in a convenience store talking about dick jokes and Star Wars? Why not? And so that was the inspiration for the whole title of my show, the Why the F Not podcast. Just why not talk about that? Why not talk about people's dreams, wanting to be a singer-songwriter, being a filmmaker, anything and everything. And my show, my show is very free-formed. There is no, I just hang out with someone. We just talk about them. I let my curiosity just take the lead. But the end of my show is where I have there is there's a format, very loose format. It's a questionnaire portion where I ask them the 10 questions from Inside the Actor Studio. Are y'all familiar with that show?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the late great James Lipton, and he would ask these 10 questions to every performer who come onto the show, and I think they're very deceptively insightful questions. They seem very simple at first, like, what's your favorite word? And I love stumping people and having them really think about that. Because there's some people who you'll ask, what's your favorite word? And they'll just throw it away and be like, I don't have a favorite word. What's that? You know? But I love when people really go, what is my favorite word? And I've definitely come across some very interesting. You get to learn about people, like why is that your favorite word? Like
I have a favorite word, but I don't know why it is.
Oh, what is it?
It's perplexed. I love that word.
Is it the way it sounds?
It for me, I think it was just like I loved learning, when we were doing SAT prep, like words that were a different way to say, like, confused, right? It's a thinking word, and I'm perplexed a lot. So it fits, I love that word. I don't know.
Because you could be like, I'm confused about that, but no.
I'm perplexed.
I'm perplexed.
I love to use it in work emails. I'm perplexed as to what you're trying to get to here,
Jackie, what about yourself? Do you have a favorite word?
I was gonna go with fuck because I just like to say it. And I say it a lot.
But you
Danielle was SAT words over here. I'm simple child.
It literally was the first word that came to my mind. And I think one of my dear friends, Nakia, she laughed at me because I would say it a lot. And she's like, you sure love that damn word, perplexed. And I was like, I do. That superfluous. I like that one too, but I can't throw that into a sentence as often as perplexed. So, but fuck is great. Love it.
Yeah.
A crowd favorite. I found that's a crowd favorite.
What about you? Do you have a favorite word?
Oh yeah, my favorite word is nuance.
Oh yeah.
I love how it sounds, and I also love the definition of it. Only because nowadays there's not as much nuance amongst people, like especially like with social media, everything's gotten very tribal.
Black or white.
Red.
Yeah,
it's either you're red or blue, you're this or that, and it's just, there's no room for conversation, there's no room for those gray areas, where we can just meet and be together. So nuance is my favorite word.
That's a really good word. And you definitely were speaking Jackie's love language because she adores Kevin Smith. So you became a quick friend.
If you could see my Funko Pops, I have a movie Funko Pop, and I went to the pop-ups twice. Is it on your shelf of chaos?
I have a signed Kevin Smith pop figure as well.
Yeah.
Good company here.
Yes,
good company.
Absolutely.
I'm just here for the ride.
Danielle did go with me to the movies pop-up.
I did. Yeah. And my introduction to him was Mallrats, and I loved it automatically. I watched it with my church youth group. Don't ask. But I was like obsessed. After that, I was like, okay. And so then when I met Jackie, it was like, easy connection, because I was like, oh yeah, I know about that Kevin Smith. Mallrats. It's a great movie. Quality.
And I have a theory, and so far everyone I've asked, it's held true. You're either a Mallrat or you're a clerk, and it's dependent on which one you watched first.
Well, the first Kevin Smith I was introduced to, I think it was Clerks 2, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That was my first Kevin Smith. Oh, yeah, with movies and whatnot. Like, imagine my surprise watching Clerks 1, and I'm like, it's in black and white?
Yeah, there's no movies here?
Where's movies? What happened? What's going on? But definitely, because Mallrats has a special place in my heart, like, no doubt. It's like that was his second film, right? Right after Clerks, they gave him that.
Yep.
So that's a fun time. We have Stan Lee in that too.
Yeah.
So I mean, what's not to love? I love watching some of Kevin's more obscure movies from the Skewniverse. Is it Skewniverse? Right?
View Askew Universe. Yeah.
I like his really weird movies. I like Clerks 1 just in general. It's just it's a comfort movie because it's so simple.
Yeah.
Because because movies tend to be so like, and don't get me wrong, I love me a good spectacle from a film like the Avengers. Good ride, good ride.
Yeah.
But there's something special about movies like Clerks, like Friday, where it's like this is a film, it's in a day.
Yeah. Just everyday life. Nothing too special. Yeah.
Like the special, beautiful moments you have with the person just having a conversation. That's something else I loved about Kevin, his long takes.
Yes.
I love just him, like where it was just like Dante and Randall just talking, and it wasn't all these like cuts back and forth, back and forth. You just saw people being.
Yeah. And I love that Ben Affleck is like a part of his journey, and now we're going. I feel like this movie is that we're doing, which we're doing Armageddon this week, and I just feel like it's Ben Affleck's first real jump into Hollywood. You know what I mean?
Oh, it is. I got a fact about that.
There's a lot we could talk about it, but it's just like how far removed he is from like his roles in Mallrats and Chasing Amy in comparison to like Armageddon. It's just it's very interesting, and I'm sure we'll get into it in the episode. But since we are doing a disaster film, we have a game to play with you. We're going to do a this or that, very simple. We're going to give you 2 disaster movies, and you just tell us which one you prefer. Hopefully you've seen them. I think you probably see most of them.
Oh yeah,
these are pretty common. Okay, we're going to start with The Day After Tomorrow or 2012.
Wow. I'm a huge John Cusack fan, so I'm gonna have to go with 2012.
Nice. What about Deep Impact or Armageddon?
Oh, Armageddon.
The Perfect Storm or Twister?
Did not see that coming, that one was going to be hard.
Well, because The Perfect Storm is such a beautiful movie. Just that's when we have Marky Mark's in that, right? With his little Boston accent. And George Clooney too, right?
Yeah.
And then Twister, you have Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what's her face?
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt. Oh, and I love Helen Hunt. I feel Perfect Storm versus Twister. I think Helen Hunt makes me go to Twister.
Yes.
Twister.
Danielle's like, come to the dark side. Next up, we have Dante's Peak or Volcano.
Ooh, Volcano. Tommy Lee Jones.
I don't recall seeing any of those 2 movies.
I have a very specific memory of watching Volcano. I was in Cancun. And I was getting my hair braided.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. I've learned.
Come through, Monica.
And I sat and watched the entire movie of Volcano while getting my hair braided.
I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with you getting your hair braided. I don't think that's cultural appropriation. It's when you start putting the weave in and doing a lot of other attributions, or getting the braids and calling it something different, like what's that lady's name from 10? Bo Derek, calling it the Bo Derek braids instead of just cornrows, which we call them. Yeah, that's where it gets a little murky. But you're fine. Shake your beads, girl.
I did not get beads, and it was just like the like crown.
Front? Oh, the crown. Okay.
Because I had hair down to my waist. It would have been like 8 hours.
Oh, that's true. I forgot. Long hair, Jackie.
Yeah. And our last one, Independence Day or War of the Worlds?
Oh, man. Oh man! Just because I love seeing Tom run. You know, he just runs in every movie, and I like seeing him run. But no, I just think about Independence Day. Just Will Smith being like, "Welcome to Earth." You know, I'm gonna have to go with Independence Day. It's a comfort, you know.
And this is just a reminder to everybody. If you have not watched our Independence Day episode or listened to our Independence Day episode, you are missing on some gems. Ooh. Just saying. Hot takes and gems. Yeah, it's a ride for real. So in the movie, the cast of Misfits, they have some demands for the government before they take this journey to save the earth. My question to both of you is, what would your list of demands be to go save the earth? And we could just all throw little things out there. I definitely liked that they said no taxes ever again.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Yes,
100%.
no taxes.
Yeah.
I save the world, no taxes.
Yeah. I would almost be like, you pay for all of my expenses for the rest of my life. And I want a chartered plane on call for when I want to travel anytime I want.
I would be real petty, and I would definitely identify somebody that I don't like, or even like a public figure, and I'm like, bankrupt this bitch ass. Do it. Put a charge on that bitch, a felony even. Maybe even one of those senators that just be acting the fuck up. Let's find those pictures. We gotta get them.
Like, you got those pictures, right? Like, I'll save the world. I'll save the world. Let's just see the video. Where's the video at?
Round these motherfuckers up. Let's do it. I'm willing to sacrifice.
My demand will be term limits.
Hell yeah.
Term limits for everyone. Done and done.
Yes.
Oh, I fucking know what my number one demand. Forget everything else. Money, cash, cars, hoes. I want the Costco All-American chocolate cake to be brought back to Costco and stop with this nonsense.
That motivates you to go into space, Danielle. Save the earth. The Costco chocolate cake.
Yes.
Gotta get it back. Gotta get it back. Like they can never get rid of it.
Can we add Taco Bell and Doritos to that list?
Hell yes.
I'm trying to think. Like, I want to be fun like Bear, though. Like, I love when he's like, I want to stay at the White House.
Right.
For the summer.
I want to spend them up. I want Harrison Ford. That's it. I want
to have dinner with Keanu Reeves.
Oh, that's such a good one.
A good one. I would like to spend the day with Dolly Parton.
Yes, at Dollyland.
Yes. 100%.
I'm coming.
I feel like she just treats you like she was your best friend. You know,
it'd be so lovely.
100%. I want reparations for Black people. That might be a little bit hard, but I'm saving the world.
Like, so. Watch the government hesitate. Like, what?
Right. Exactly. They'll be like, well, you know, I guess we gonna burn.
Extinction isn't the worst thing.
How big was the asteroid again? Size of Texas?
Reparations. Now, little girl, you're asking for too much. Damn, ain't that the truth? Ooh.
Danielle, you could ask them to recreate National Treasure for you.
Ooh. Yes, too.
Send me on a treasure hunt.
National Treasure too.
Like the Book of Secrets, be like, is that real? Like, is that real? Let me see the book.
I want to know about the Illuminati. I mean, don't even try it.
I mean, at this point, the aliens are showing up. I just want, you know what? I'm sorry, Keanu. Let me have dinner with an alien.
Yeah. Right. Maybe Keanu is the alien.
What are you guys? Never.
No. He's so different than everyone else, and he's just so
he's
kind.
Just a kind person.
That's
it's
what
just
I'm saying.
Hollywood is filled with nasty people. They're the aliens.
Hollywood's so nasty. When you see someone as pure as Keanu, you're just like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, right. Exactly. He must be an alien.
Right. Exactly. So what would you guys do on your last night on Earth before you go save the world, now that your demands have been met?
Not have a weird graham cracker picnic. That's for damn sure.
That shit was weird, but we'll get into it. We'll get into it later. We'll get into it later.
I mean, if it's Liv Tyler, even if Ben's there, I'd join. I'd be like right next to Ben, like, I'm a tiger.
I think I wouldn't need a last night. I need like at least 2 weeks prior. I would need to do drugs and just try it, just to be able to say I did it. You know, like I want to have a good time. supervise because we
I am doing
already know.
DMT the day before. I am just my perception on reality needs to be broken because I'm about to go into space.
Danielle, you going to do ayahuasca? I would be like, I need you to shut down Disney for a weekend for me. And I need to go to all the parks and invite as many people as I want. That'd be
Jackie, I have a question.
Yes.
It's a hard one. Let's say the asteroid
Was coming straight for Disney.
No, it hits Florida. What are
Okay.
you more upset about? That I'm gone or that you never can go to Disney World again?
I got Disneyland and I got other Disney parks to visit.
Let's say all the Disneys are gone. They're all
What is going on in this scenario? Why are all the Disneys gone now? I thought it was just Disney World.
I didn't like the response. She should
wants
have
me
just
to
said,
answer
I
the
would
question.
have been more sad that you're gone. She's like, oh, well, I've got other Disney Worlds. That's not how you
I'm
answer
just
that.
thinking logically, Danielle.
Oh, okay.
And why aren't you GTFOing? Like, don't you
I'm
have
in
a
Florida. I don't know how to drive a boat.
get a boat?
I don't have a boat.
I thought that was on your list of to-dos. Get
It
a
is.
boat.
I just talked about it with the therapist today. Anywho, well, very interesting. Yeah, I don't think the Earth would be saved if it's the three of us. I'm just saying, I'm gonna put it out there. Sorry.
We bring the jokes, but we can't drill for shit.
Sorry, Black America. I can't get all of us reparations. My bad.
I guess reparations aren't happening.
Damn it. Well, I'm not sure if you know this, Steven, but Jackie and I used to work at Blockbuster.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the great things at Blockbuster is that you could pick a bunch of movies to recommend to customers, and we call them employee picks. And so we are going to ask you to pick your employee picks as an honorary Blockbuster employee today. 3 movies from the years of 1995 to 2005.
1995 to 2005. Let's see. For sure, Scream 2. I grew up with that one. I didn't watch Scream 1 first. I watched Scream 2.
Okay.
So that's got a real special place in my heart. And it's scary and funny and creepy. And I love, what's his face, who plays Mickey?
Oh,
Timothy
Timothy
Olyphant.
Oliphant.
I love him. I love him.
Yes.
And then Neve Campbell also, she puts a smile on my face.
Aw.
I love her. My second pick, so let's see, Scream 2, second pick would be, second pick. Gotta sit with this one. Oh, shoot. I mean, I came out in that time. Yeah, Pokemon, the first movie.
Yep.
Okay, gotta catch them all.
Oh yeah, that movie. I was just talking to a friend about that movie. That movie, it's a kids movie, and it's aimed towards kids. But man, being a child watching that movie and then hearing Mewtwo spew out some just golden nuggets of knowledge, like what matters is not how the life you were given was given to you. What matters is what you do with the life you are given. That's what matters. And I'm like, Mewtwo, what are you doing to me right now? My little child psyche is like, what does that mean? So Pokemon, the first movie, and then my final one would be my final top 3. Let's see. So we got one scary movie, one for the kids, and my final one. Oh, I got to put a Kevin one in there. Chasing Amy.
Love it.
Nice.
Chasing Amy. There's just the different themes of love that are in that movie. Again, I like all the commentary, all the comic book references.
Yes.
But yeah, just Ben Affleck in that movie. Like even Kevin's one who said it, right? Like he met Ben. He's like, oh, this guy's a movie star. This guy's a movie star. And I like how Kevin Smith is also like, hey guys, if you guys are mad about Ben being Batman, you might as well blame me for it, okay?
I'm glad they patched things up. It was getting rough there for a while.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wonder if the heart attack is what really put things in perspective for everyone, just like mortality and whatnot.
Oh, I did a whole video series of why they stopped being friends and how Jennifer Garner fits into it and like the beef between that. Kevin now says it's really his fault that he kind of was just like shooting off his mouth about things that he shouldn't have, and it, you know, upset Ben. So yeah, I think, and he admitted to, like, you know, him having some insecurities himself about some stuff. He had some real light work to do, I think. Yeah. And I think the heart attack did reset him in a way. You could see it. Like, I actually very much enjoyed Clerks 3. There's definitely, you could see that being played out in that movie for sure.
I cried my eyes out at the end of that movie. That was, what a great way to round out that trilogy now.
Yeah. 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 100%.
Oh man. There was something I wanted to share, but now I lost it just because I got lost in that like collective Clerks 3 sigh.
Aw. Well, hopefully. You found it? Okay.
It came back. I found it. It's like, yeah, Kevin's really doing some real work because he's not even smoking weed anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He went to therapy and he realized he was using weed to numb things away, and he wants those things to come out of the closet, if you will, and just feel that, do that work, that light work, that shadow work.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
Mm.
Well, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on social media so they can check out the podcast or just, you know, watch you play video games on lives, whatever it may be.
I do it all, honestly. I live my life the same way I named my podcast. Just why the F not? Yeah, you can find me Steven Brogan Cortez on all social media, whether that's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Just search up Steven Brogan Cortez. And it's funny enough, the reason why my name is like that, Steven Brogan Cortez, because like my birth name, if you will, is just Steven Brogan. But as a performer, as you know, as I'm creating all this content, people just don't necessarily look at me and go, oh, he's Latino. You know, they don't necessarily look at me and be like, oh, his first language is Spanish, because it totally was. You know, that's how I grew up. So I decided to put in my mom's maiden name, Cortez.
That's sweet. I like that.
Yeah, so Steven Brogan's my dad, because I don't want to, you know, not give that the respect for my name and who I am, but Cortez, because that's my mom, that's my culture, if you will.
I love that. And it's really great that you can do that now, where I feel like for so many artists, like Martin Sheen, how when he started, he said one of the biggest regrets is that he didn't use Estevez. So it's good that we're pushing to get to a place where people can feel comfortable just being their authentic self, and that's amazing. That's really good.
That's always been a running theme. Like, I think it's different now for sure in the entertainment industry, but back in the day, actors are doing whatever they can to make themselves come off more Caucasian or just ethnically ambiguous, whether that's making your name sound Italian or making it sound this or that.
Yeah. Rita Hayworth, like there's so many stars that you just didn't even know were from so many different backgrounds. So I'm glad that we're clawing our way through that.
That's why my heart gets so happy when you see people in the limelight like Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaacs.
Yes.
And they're being interviewed together, and they're like speaking Spanish and like talking like, what's your full name? And you know, and
I saw that video. That was funny. Yeah, no, it's good. Well, definitely go check out Steven's TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, everything, and check out his podcast. And don't forget that you can check us out at No More Late Fees on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And stay tuned for our Armageddon episode with Steven later this week.
And as always, be kind and rewind.